All right, my people, we're back again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. How you guys doing? We're back. We're back on the same issue, but in a different explanation. We have our brother here, Mr. Stephen Ramato. Mr. Stephen Ramato is going to take us through on this particular one, my good people, right there. Please make sure help us share the video, hit the like button as well. You can join us, make we hear with you. Our brother want to talk, Mr. Stephen Ramato. I salute you, my good people.
Um, I've seen a lot of videos trending online concerning the protest for Monday, 9th August over the actions and inactions of land grabbers in Edo State. And I've seen some of our brothers supporting that very ill, the unfortunate actions of these people. It has actually, blew my mind, to the highest heaven. I want to say categorically clear in this video. I'm one guy, you all know me. I do not fight personalities, rather, of Edo people. What we have been experiencing, in Edo State is heartbroken. It is a thing that we cannot continue to accept, just all because we want to make an impact or want to be famous. Famosity should be done in a way and manner that the life of the people should be put, on the scale first before trying to bring in your own personal, actions or inactions in order for you to get, wherever, you want to get. Okay, guys, on the 9th of August protest, peaceful protest, against land grabbers. It is against land grabbers. And the chief land grabber, as of today, the guy who we are going to use as a sample, to other Okageles and Ohens and Odionweris or whoever that are actually, taking people's properties, is that of Ohen of Okorobin. This is simple, guys. Nobody is picking him up, all just because we want to, destroy his reputation. For me, it does not actually have a reputation anymore anyways. But what we are trying to do is to make Edo a better place for those of us who want to actually come home and invest. I am one of those diasporans that came back because of Obaseki's, job. I decided to come back because I thought something good was beginning to show off within the Edo State. I said, okay, let me come home and do something to actually increase, the support, the support we actually supported him, not just by mouth, to come home and invest the little we have acquired, wherever we were, so that we can also be a part of those that will build, a better Edo. We're going to make Edo great again. And many of us have fallen victim to these land grabbers. Okay, many Edo people in diaspora had fallen victim to land grabbers. Okay, guys. Now I heard a news. I'm going to say it a little bit very carefully so we understand. Now, I'm going to use two communities as an example. Before now, we have the Obage Okoroma community. Now, during the time where Okoroma was under Obage community, guys, listen very carefully now. Now, the chairman of the youth then it was CDA, was from Obage. The pointer, or what they call the bush inspector, or the local surveyor, was from the Okoroma side, which is also known as Agoy Emobai. Okay, they sold lands. And at the time they sold lands, while they were still together, when they finally got the autonomy, Okoroma got the autonomy from Obage, many of the Okoroma youth decided not to claim all now, to take some part of the land, which was wrong. If in Nigeria, in Benin today, we are asking for a separation, we want to break away. I've said it several times. If we break away today, are you going to tell me that owns a house now in Lagos, or that owns a house in Warri, or that owns a house in Asaba, in other part of the nation today, which my country, my new nation is not going to break into? Am I going to lose those houses? Is that how it actually works in a sane society? When these communities were won and land were being sold, then they decided to go to court for reason best known to them. And at the moment they won the case, the people who can provide a legitimate means of identification for the purchase of land automatically owns those lands. I don't know the kind of ideology or analysis that some of us who actually claim we are supporters of the governor, but we are actually fighting against the hard work of the governor to bring normalcy to Edo State. Some of you have been in Nigeria all your life. You have not actually traveled out of this nation, so you don't know how sane society actually works. I have told the governor before, and I'm going to say it again very clearly to His Excellency Governor Obaseki, it is hard time you bring into effect the 1976 Land Use Decree Act, which gave you the power over all lands in Edo State. I have said it before, I'm going to say it again, sir. In this developed climate where I came from, lands are being sold by the state government, not individual or any fucking community. Lands is being sold by the state government in collaboration with the community. Every land in Sweden where I live had a surveyor. It's already surveyed by the state government. When you are buying a piece of land, you have to go to there. You know, everything that is done in the tax office, anyways, in that where I live on. But in that tax office, they had a lot of different, you know, what is it called? Ministries under the tax office. Now you have to go to the tax office to get a clearance. I've said it before here. There was a time I wanted to build a house there. I applied to the local government where I was residing. So the local government, because of the commune, where I was residing, and I was given to go and check a piece of land. When I got there, guys, that land had a street name, a street number on it. An empty land had a street name, a street number on it. At the tax office. Had a street name, a street number on it at the tax office. So, no Ohe, no Kagele, no Dionwere can sell one land twice when the government is completely involved. The menace we are passing through today is becoming unbearable for the people. Many of us, that's why we are crying today, because we own 95% of the landed property in Nigeria, particularly in Edo State. How do you expect me to just wake up one day, all I have labored for all my life, one idiot, one former Okada rider, or a bus conductor, will just wake up and want to take claim to it, because he has been given a position to be an Okagele or whatever they call it. And some bunch of miscreants, you know, on the social media spaces are really supporting this kind of guys. If you own property in Benin, like some of us do, you will know why we are a little bit bitter over what is happening. I have fallen victim to these people before now. Because of this same Ohen Okoromi, I bought a trip of sand. One trip, 1 4 in 1 for 80,000. Because of this same guy. A trip of sand, I bought it. I had to buy for 50,000. They had to go and dig, dump it somewhere because they can't come to Amaba or Boazis. They're going to go and dump it somewhere. They have to now use a dyna to pack the sand from there. All because of this guy. For a whole month, 4 weeks, there was no sand from Olobo down to Airport Road on this side. Just because of a guy. Actions. People were not saying, why are we all crying over this woman's issue? Do you know before it happened to the tipper man, the tipper garage? Why did we keep quiet on the tipper's garage own? Let me make it very clear to you. Before kept quiet because the tipper garage took an action that is oppressive to the entire state. There was the people like me refused to speak. A boy made a mistake. You ought to have dealt with the boy, but you have to punish all developers. Many of our fathers could not take money home anymore to feed their families. Many of us who are contractors could not go to job anymore. That's why we say, okay, if that's the way they want to do it, they're fine and good. But for this woman, a woman that have labored for 26 years, I was a teacher before I left this country. So I know the meager salary of a teacher to buy a land and build to the point it is. And one idiot will come from somewhere, fence his land, and take charge of such a land. And some people are saying we should keep quiet. Do you know how many lands that have been taken from people at Ogunwoyi? Do you know how many lands that have been taken from people at Okoroma? Do you know how many lands that have been taken from people at Obage, Nevosa? Do you know how many lands have been taken from people from this Okoromi? I was told legitimately that this young boy have taken over 100 plots of land from developers in the last 1.5 years. Land have been bought. Sometimes he will bring down the entire building on that land. Sometimes he will convert someone else's property. He will convert a building. There was a lady who was also trending yesterday on social media who said she was afraid to go to the house of this guy, otherwise he will be killed. This lady said she was building a duplex, and she had a 3-bedroom flat bungalow at the back, and this same boy took over the land and converted a duplex to 2 flats, and wanted her never to step her feet on that place again. What is the responsibility of an Ohen? An Ohen means a priest. Is a priest. Onwebo, a chief priest of a deity. Onsa, a pastor, a chief priest of God. Are we going to now say that all pastors have the right to take over the community where they live on? I own. Listen, guys. I don't know. Like I said before, some of us who are supporting this guy today does not actually own property in Edo. If we actually own properties in Edo, you will fight vigorously to end this menace, this callous, Dracula actions of this very, very unlettered set of individuals. If you own properties in this city, you will be supporting these idiotic actions of these people. Listen, election is over. Obaseki has won, is the governor of Edo State, and we must join hands together to make this government work. Listen, I know how I labored. I'm not a 419. I'm not a drug baron. I was never a trafficker. Actually, I was a chef. I cooked in the kitchen. I cooked under 90 degrees centigrade for 12 fucking hours to get my fucking hard-earned money, guys. I live below standard in Europe in order for me to invest home. That I would have struggled hard to buy some piece of land in order for me to develop, and one idiot will come and take it over from me, and I will keep quiet. An injustice done to one is an injustice done to all. If somebody, because we didn't speak at during the time of the tipper garage men, that was why this boy had the effrontery to continue doing those alpha he was doing. To the point, he even locked a policeman in his compound. Who is he? He locked a policeman in his compound. And under your hand. We that make legitimate money, that work vigorously for our money, every 1 naira is important to us. I work hell for every kobo that I spend. Sometimes we know how we have to live below standard to invest home. We live below standard. Many of the land that be taken over are land belonging to diasporans. Because we actually have the money to buy lands anyways, except you are a thief in government. If we keep quiet and we allow things to flow, doesn't mean we are stupid. What is the salary of an SSA? What is the salary of an SSA? What is the salary of an SA? What is the salary of a commissioner? To be able to buy fucking land. If we keep quiet, we just keep quiet because we just want things to go. Tell me the salary of an SSA or an SA or a commissioner even to buy a land in area like Ubo. I run a farm right now. I have parcels of lands in hectares. I bought with my hard-earned money. I took loan. I sold some of my properties over there to come back here, buy this land, invest. There are large sum in quantums. Then maybe tomorrow, one idiot will wake up from the community where I'm farming and lay claims to the land. That is what we want to put an end to. There's already a PPP law 2021. There's a PPP law 2021 that stopped all this unnecessary land grabbing. And we, the diasporans, we are solidly behind the governor on this. We do everything humanly possible to put an end to this barbaric act. That is not our culture. That is not our tradition. Let me make something very clear here to some guys who is always saying we are trying to drag the culture and tradition of Edo people into this. I'm going to say to you guys, you are one of the problem of this state or of this empire called Benin. Let me educate you a little bit if you don't know. My grandfather lived in a village. That village is called Agemovon. The name is after my great-grandfather's name. He lived there. Okay? He lived there. Now, my grandfather left the village and came to city. You know, the great grandfather left there, came to city, became the Iyase of Silu. Hear this right now. The entire parcel of land that my great grandfather owns was never tampered with. Was never tampered with, guys. When my grandfather died, the land was not shared amongst his children. But do you know, guys, in this stupid generation that we find ourselves today, my own motherland will be taken away from her. It will be sold by the youth of that community. This is a land that has been there for over 100 years plus. My own grandfather died at the age of 105 years. So you now put the age of his own father, which is my great grandfather, and I show to his age. And how old was my great grandfather when he went to that very particular community today? I call a Game of One. The land will be sold. If that would be cultural tradition of the Benin people, many of our parents today would have not have lands to hand over to their children after their demise. That stupid idea, that stupid mentality that, oh, you know, this is... Listen, the job of an Ohe is just like the job of a pastor. So if some of you are supporting an Ohe to sell people's land, please, when the pastor buy a private jet, please, my brother, shut up your mouth. When a pastor is not living a flamboyant life, just keep quiet. Don't talk about them anymore. You guys are just two-faced set of people that I don't like. And Webo and Wosa, they are the same. They are of the same category. You criticize men of God when they buy cars, but you praise and Ohe who steal other people's land by force. Something kill them. The truth of the matter is this: nothing is stopping on the 9th of August rally. Nothing is going to stop it. We are not going to cause a commotion. We're not going to cause any form of havoc. And the truth of the matter is this: the police are already aware of our moves. The government of the state is already aware of our moves. The palace is already aware of that protest. And we're going to do it peacefully. We're going to go through the palace of the Oba to present our petitions. We'll go to the state government to also present our petitions, and we'll go to the Nigerian Union of Journalists also present our petitions. That's all we are doing. We are saying they need to put an end to the land grabbing, syndicate in Edo, particularly in Benin City. Because I have found out very carefully, based on my investigation, that most of these Okageles and Ohens are being supported by some palace chiefs and some politicians in Edo State. A time will come that we will begin to start mentioning names, if needs be. Guys, when I know me, I don't fear anybody. Now, once that person, they die. Okay? I didn't make the money I'm spending today from this country. I toiled the streets. I toiled the streets of Europe. I worked my ass out. Because listen, the thing is this: some of us actually need to know what we're doing. One, I'm going to sit down and tell you histories of how I began to where I am today. It was not a pleasant journey. It was not a pleasant journey for us. Therefore, you see, when we come home, we live normal. We don't want to go above a certain level because we know how we actually made the money. It was not picked from the street. It was labored for. Every penny, every cent was actually labored for. Like hell. There was a day, a guy, one of my friends, is on Facebook today. I'm not going to mention his name. He laughed at me. He said, Steve, go and sit down. You that is watching dead bodies. If we even get the dead body to watch for Europe, we will be one of the biggest boys in town. Even watching dead bodies is even a very sophisticated job for some of us. Okay? But some of us actually went lower than even washing dead bodies when we arrived in Europe. So we knew how we grew. Do you know I have received over 10 petitions from diasporans on this same particular Uhen of Okorome? 10, over 10, guys. From this same boy. Once an Okada rider. Who just wake up overnight and become a god. He's the one that is actually bringing the palace and our institution to disrepute. Not people that are fighting for justice, equity, and fairness. If you think I'm corrupt, guys, go dig me out. I can give you all my profile. Go start from Sweden. Okay? Dig me. Come to Nigeria, dig me. I'm a free man. Some of us are not that stupid. We have all the means to actually make illegal money, but we refuse to do that because we know the consequences. If you want to be rich, bros, go and buy a land and build with your own sweat. You will understand. 26 years of this woman's labor is going to be taken away from her. And some idiots are saying we should keep quiet or we shouldn't actually say anything. If you live in Benin, if you're in Benin City, on the 9th of August, by 9 a.m. in the morning, we should be at the King Square, at the museum there. Let's come together. Let's put a stop to the atrocities of these people. An injustice to one is an injustice to all. Don't sit behind the closet and cry. If you're an association, I heard the psychiatric hospital also bought a land that was taken away from them by this same boy. The case is in court now. The tipper garage bought a land that was taken away by this boy. We all know the case. Now this teacher has already come up again with the same boy, which has become trending. The teacher's own is just a litmus paper. People are already getting tired of this boy. So this just sparked up, the fire that lit up the entire social media space today. If you keep quiet because of political correctness, or you keep quiet because of political affiliation, then one day to get to your turn, nobody is going to talk. There's an adage that says, there's an adage that says, when it happens to him, he says it's not me. When it happens to her, he says it's not me. When it happens to the family, he says it's not me. Because he did not put any concern. When it happens to him, nobody cares. We can't keep quiet and allowing people. In the first place, why should we also keep quiet and allow this boy to sell lands and become millionaires overnight? And they will not leave the jobs for the government to handle. They sell people's land. They sell the land of the community. There's no development. If Ohen's job is to sell land, is it to sell land to build his hotel? If an Ohen's job is to sell land, is it to sell land to buy expensive cars and go to the best clubs? What is the benefit of land selling to the community where he actually presides over as an Ohen? If some of you are not stupid. Anybody supporting the atrocity of these Okarelis and the Ohens is actually benefiting from it, either directly or indirectly. That is why these are the people, these are the cabals, the racketers, who are involved in this illicit acts of these people. And we, the Edos, we are saying enough is enough. The government is begging us to come back home and invest in the state. While we come home, some idiots are taking away our properties from us. We can't continue like this, guys. We can't. It's not possible. It's not possible. Come on the 9th, 9 a.m. Let's meet at the museum at Ring Road for a peaceful protest against all land grabbers and land encroacher in Benin City, Kum, Edo State. God bless you all. See you later in the day again if there is any need for it. Thank you. Bye for now.
Yes, my people. We are done with that video. Thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you, my good people right there. I can see every one of you right there. Can we have some thumbs up on this particular video? We are coming back again straight away. I'm ending this video right now. I'm still sorry. I'm not taking calls yet. I have another video for you guys immediately in 1 minute. As I end this, you are seeing that on your screen. In fact, we're already pending. If you check now, we're already pending. In fact, that one is more powerful video than even this one, you know. Okay, you guys join me on that one. Please, can you hit some like button on this? Let's have some thumbs up on this one, please, my good people right there. Shirley Ogbemudia, thank you very much for your consistency. You've been with us since morning. Mickey John, thank you very much. Sandra, thank you very much. Mommy Diaspora, thank you very much. Osas Obayagbona, thank you very much. Blight On, thank you very much. Shogai, Aide Gosa Osas, thank you. Owama, thank you, my good people. Maria Pamago, thank you very much, my good people. Victor Bello, thank you. I beg, make una join us right now. I'm rounding up on this. Topest, I see you right there. Thank you. God bless you too, my brother. You know, gonna join us right now. So at the end this one now, and they come back straight away on that one. You know, 1 minute, just refresh, because there's no guarantee that, or I cannot assure you that you're gonna receive a notification on that video. Refresh as I'm ending this one now. Thank you, my good people.